Hello, hello, it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie Part 1. It is Sunday, July 27th, 2025, and I'm so happy you are joining us this week. Mom and I have some fun projects to share with you using some products out of the annual catalog. So let's turn the camera around to my desktop and get started. This week we are back in the annual catalog showcasing a brand new bundle called Extraordinary Flora. It is on pages 84 and 85 of the 2025 to 2026 annual catalog. And there are 3 components here, but only 2 of them are part of the bundle. So the bundle includes the Extraordinary Flora photopolymer stamp set, which includes 1 long stamp with the flowers, and these are shown at 80%, so it's actually quite a large stamp that will cover the whole card front. And we have some sentiments for the extraordinary couple with love and congratulations, and then some lines, which I don't think I've used yet. The bundle includes a die, a single die that fits over the stamp and die cuts all of the images at once. So it is so handy. It's kind of like that more messages bundle. Yeah. This is like the image version of that, and that's the greeting version. 1 stamp, 1 die cuts all the individual pieces. So we've got the bundle, and then also we've got this brand new washi tape. And we haven't had washi tape in a while, but this one is extra special because it is so big, so wide, and it coordinates with the die. So the same stamp or the same die will die cut the stamp image as well as the washi tape image. So we're actually going to start by die cutting the washi tape, so you can see that. In the sample here, they have applied the washi tape to a window sheet, so you get that clear version. You could just washi or die cut the washi tape and keep it just as sticky washi tape. I find that that's just a little trickier for storage, and so for today's project, I'm just going to take a piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to apply the washi tape to the cardstock and then die cut it so it will already have kind of that cardstock backing. So let me get my scissors. And Mom was asking in her video, she was kind of struggling to put it on there, and so I was thinking as I was putting my washi tape on the cardstock, the technique that I use, and I kind of take both sides and kind of hold it tight and like put it down in the middle first, and then rub the middle out to the edges.
Oh, Julie, that's just so much easier. Oh, duh.
It's okay. So I've got my cardstock, and this is 3.5 by 6 inches, and you could probably get away with 3 1/4 and maybe even 5.5. It might be tight, but it will fit into the mini die cut machine, which is amazing. And so I'm just gonna line it up. I'm using my Post-it labeling and cover-up tape. This is just like a temporary adhesive, kind of like a Post-it, and so it just is perfect for holding down my die in place. And this die is tricky. I feel like you have to kind of like get one edge and then tweak the other edge. And I'm just going to make sure that my die goes over the edges and it sticks nicely to cardstock. So I'm just making sure that I get the edges.
Which is what I should have done. I cut my basic white to 5.5, and I like the idea of cutting it to 6. Because I think then you can use the Post-it tape much easier.
Yeah, because there's something for it to stick on.
Yes. Absolutely.
1 die, all the little pieces. I love, like I said, that it kind of cuts a whole bunch at once. So you can use these all on 1 card, which would be a fun challenge, or you can save them and use what you want and then save them for another card. So it's kind of nice to have all these little pieces that are ready to go. And so one good option for storing them is using the clear envelopes. And you can kind of tuck them in there, and I just keep this whole thing right inside the stamp case. I have another image, or another baggie, not an image, another baggie full of images that are black, stamped on white cardstock. So I kind of have them separated just to make it a little bit easier for me to find what I need. But I'm using a combination of the washi tape and the black and white stamp image. So I just stamped that in black ink on white cardstock and die cut it. And my project today was inspired by, guess where?
Oh, where?
The catalog.
Catalog. Oh, duh.
So I really loved this card here, how they have the little black and white die cuts and incorporated that. I think just with the vibrant colors of the washi tape, it's just such a fun contrast. So this was the inspiration for my card. Of course, I'm going to Julify it a little bit. And one of the ways that I Julify a card is by adding color. And so that card, I think, had basic beige for the card base. And so I really wanted to have some fun. So I'm using some strawberry slush for my card base. I have another sample made with the other color because it alternates between the purple flowers and the pink flowers. And so I have a card made with the purple, and then we'll do a this or that, and you can decide which one you like, and Mom, you can decide which one you want. But I did everything the same. I just featured different the different florals there. So I'm going to, what am I going to do? I don't know. we're gonna stamp. I feel so distracted. This cardstock is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5.5. And I don't know why I decided to do that. I guess I decided to do that because I wanted to stamp across, and I thought that would be easier with the short end instead of having the fold there. So this is the large stamp, and it does need the biggest block. It uses a block F, which is like the very biggest one, bigger than a card front. This block is 5 by 6, 5 by 1. Yeah.
I never measured it.
It is quite large. So if you don't have a large block, you'll need a large block for the stamp because it is so long. The next biggest block is the one I use a lot, and that is block E. And so you will not be able to get the whole stamp on it because it is so long. So gonna need the big one. Add that to your order if you don't have it yet. And I'm using strawberry slush ink to just do like a tone on tone across the bottom of the card, and just to bring in some of the design.
There is so much you can do with this. In my video, I've shown 3 different ways to use the stamp, or to, use the images, and you're showing another one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So I have some samples. Don't let me forget to show you those. I inked it up again because I want to stamp across the white piece for the inside of the card. So I just kind of want to bring that design in again. Really simple stamping with this. You don't always have to die cut. You can just stamp and use the image for a background. So that's going to go inside my card.
Nice.
And then we have our banner. Now in the sample, they used the die cut banner, which I don't have those dies yet.
Oh, really?
I know. I'm holding out. So I cut a banner that's 2.5 inches by 4 inches. Maybe I cut it down to 3.5. Yeah, it's 3.5. 3.5 by 2.5. I'll have the measurement for you in the video description. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut about 1/2 inch up the center from the bottom. And then from each corner, I'm going to do one long cut to the center the top point of the center. And I've got some white twine. I love the classic twine assortment, which has black, white, crumb cake, gray granite, and very vanilla. And I'm going to tie the twine around the top of the banner several times. And then tie a bow.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
I know, it's so cute. You know me, I'm always so inspired by the catalog. I also cased some cards that Stampin' Up! Did for a recent downloadable class, which is something that they are doing. Okay, geez. Something that they're doing in the Succeed weekly emails.
Yep.
And when we did the sunrise sailing, I shared the downloadable class for that. And so I do have the flyer. I'll link it up in the video description for you so you can check out. I'll show you those 2 cards that were featured in the class. I'm going to wind that over. Anyway, my point was I like to case. I'm always inspired by what Stampin' Up! Is doing and posting, and so it's okay to case. So if you're watching this video and you like this card, please case it, make it. Even if you don't have the same supplies, if you don't have the washi tape or whatever, you can use other floral images, and create a card like this one.
And that's why we post the dimensions. So if somebody does want to case them, we're hopefully giving them the tools to do that.
Exactly. All right, I'm going to
case our cards.
Pardon?
I said, so please case our cards.
Yes. yes. Okay, I've got my washi tape pieces. I've got my flowers, and this was a little short on the front. I'm just going to trim that. Okay, so the banner is going to be over here, and the black and white pieces, I'm going to have a few at the top over here, and then kind of on the background. This one's going to slide under here. Just love how graphic that looks. Then we're going to add some of the colored images up here.
Oh, pretty.
I know, right?
I like this version better than the one in the catalog. I like the Julie-fied version.
Yes, it's all the extra color, really just making it more vibrant. I'm going to add the With Love in black down at the bottom of the banner. So now that we kind of have our idea of what we're doing, I'm going to go ahead and glue things down. I'm using regular snail underneath the black and white pieces. And just kind of using the banner as a guide to figure out where I want to put that. The banner will end up going on with Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay.
All right.
Then these other black and white pieces are also going to go on with some snail.
No, seal.
Seal, yes.
Holy cow. This heat's getting to our brains.
Yes, that must be it. I'm gonna change out. I'm looking at my purple sample, and I just want to change out and use a different assortment that is going to look a little bit fuller. I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals to attach the washi tape flowers. So I'm going to start with this one and kind of come over the edge. This one. This one I gotta be careful because I'm covering the linen thread over here, so I need to kind of like tuck it back in there. So I'm only gonna put the dimensional on the top. This is going to go on our card with some more Stampin' Dimensionals. So I've got my 2 layers, one on the banner, one on the flowers. And the banner especially, I think, needs to go on with Stampin' Dimensionals because we have the twine, which has some thickness there. And so putting the Stampin' Dimensionals on really helps to kind of keep that from popping off with the extra thickness. I'm going to tweak that a little bit, just tuck it more underneath the banner. What do you think? Oh, I think you're muted.
You're right, I was. My apologies.
That's okay. We gotta add some bling though.
Yeah.
I'm using the In Color Pearls. So for this card, I'm using the 2025 to 2027 In Color Pearls to bring in the Strawberry Slush. For my other card, I use the 2024 to 2026 pearls because
pretty.
that's where the Petunia Pop ones were. So, this or that.
I am drawn to the Strawberry Slush.
I thought you might be. They're both so pretty. It's hard to decide. It really just depends on whether or not you're like a pink or a purple kind of a gal or guy, a pink or a purple person.
So which one do you like?
I don't know. I like them both. This one's got the purple on the inside. They're both just so bright and vibrant colors. Like, I think they're just so beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the coloring on the washi tape, how you have just some different, like it looks watercolored, you know, like we got some blue in there and some Darling Duckling, and even the flowers themselves just kind of have some different shades and different colors in there. It's not just, you know, Petunia Pop or Strawberry Slush.
Yes.
Absolutely. Let me show you some more cards. Here's another card where I used the washi tape. This one I also made 2 versions of. I stamped the background on Darling Duckling and used an embossing folder, the eyelet embossing folder for the background. Little 2 3/8 inch circle punch in the center for the focal point. I also have some swaps. This one comes from Leanne Greff, and she used the Encircled with Love stamp set to do the center and then added the embellishments. Now she has those dies, and so that's what she's used on her card. And you can see the banner dies do have kind of like a little curve to the banner tip. So it's not just a straight line, it kind of has that little baby curve on there. Here's a swap card from Gwen Duckworth, and she used the embossing folder from the Celebratory Sips suite. Little gold mesh and circle punches with the gold foil and the white. Barb Mulliken used gold on her card as well, using some of that gold striped ribbon and focusing on the purples. And then I have 2 cards that I made with that the downloadable class from Stampin' Up. So this one featured the blender pen. So I first stamped this on the background, and I did need to stamp it twice because the stamp only covered like 2/3 of the card front. So then I stamped again here. So I stamped in Lost Lagoon, and then, oh, that's funny. It looks like I missed a few spots. I'll have to go back and color those. With Lost Lagoon, and then I stamped Lost Lagoon and added some Old Olive for the focal image, and then the other card I colored again with blender pens using some Daffodil Delight and some Old Olive, and stamped in the background on the Stylish Shape die cuts, and Basic Beige with Lost Lagoon ink for just some accent pieces. And that is kind of just exactly how they had it there. So if you'd like to get that flyer with the instructions to make these two cards, check that link out in the video description, and you can print that out and save it to use on your cards at home for inspiration. But now it's time to head over to Mom's channel for more inspiration. She has an awesome card to share with you today and some really fantastic bonus samples as well. You're going to love the technique that she's going to show you with the washi tape. I was really blown away. So let's head over to Mom's channel for part 2 of Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future videos. And don't forget to subscribe to Mom's channel as well so that you can catch us every Sunday at noon and 12:30 Central Time and 1 and 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Excellent. We'll see you all in just a few minutes.
Right.
Thanks, Julie.
Thanks.
Love your card.
Oh, thank you so much. And thanks everybody for watching. See you soon.
Bye.